live?
Yeah. And there we go. We are, as they say, live. So, David,
and there we go.
We're live. Okay.
We're live. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to our regular guests. A really special occasion today. We're back with our certainly Steve and I's most favorite artist and world-renowned Corne Akkers. We're back in sunny Holland. Not so sunny today, I think. But
right.
We're thrilled to be back. Corne's going to give us, we're going to have the opportunity to actually see him working with a live model. Corne's going to be able to take us through a little bit of the process that he's doing. This may come out as a podcast. This may just be a short, it's whatever happens. We're actually not quite sure today. Enough from me. Just say a quick hello to Stephen. And Stephen, just to get it in very early. Stephen, to get it in very early. Where were you born?
Let's get it out of the way. So I was born in New York, for people that don't know.
Right.
Okay. And I don't think Connie's seen the show. So
he hasn't seen the show. Nobody watches the Nobody watches the show, Stephen.
The people that are on never watch it. All the fans understand that we try to get New York in within the first 30 seconds. So there you
go. He's paid by the New York Tourist Department.
We get $1 every time we mention it. So we make sure we make money. We make and bank.
Okay. Corne, over to you then.
Right. Okay. Well, it's been a while that you took my interview. I think it might be in the last spring, I think, and lots of things happened, and we grew it on a follow-up interview, and I very much like that now. And I'll walk you through what I'm up to now. I made 20 plus paintings in between. Basically, I just made a lot of drawings in the past, and I thought, what the heck, I just have to paint them out, and elaborate them into oils. And this I've done up to last August, and I thought, well, it's time again for a bigger painting, because now the paintings keep piling up in my apartment here. And, I sell a lot of more drawings than I paint. But I thought, an artist should at least have some big paintings, painted in his lifetime. And, the story behind this is I was always a lover of the works of Alma Tadema. I'm not sure how to pronounce it in English, Alma Tadema, I think, but the great Lawrence Alma Tadema with the Greek Roman paintings. And, I thought, I always felt, as a child, I felt challenged to also kind of emulate this quality of this. And, I have to have a beautiful model, a regular model, and you've seen her in my paintings and drawings. And I thought it was, time for a big story, based on a Greek Roman, scenery with some figures stolen from Alma Tadema's painting, with, added my, placed my model into the scenery. And today I'm going to show you the progress, because you already saw something in a previous video, but I was just basically the first setup, and now I'm, in between I developed a kind of satin fetish, because she's lying on a satin sheet, and we'll show you today. So, gentlemen, if you are ready, I'm going to introduce you to my regular model and to the painting. So,
does the painting have a name, this one, or are you holding this name back?
No, in fact, it has, and I'm going to tell you the tale of it. But it's called Psyche and Amor. And this is a classic love story, and it's a Corona, but you'll love it. I will tell you shortly what's all about. So first I'm going to guide you, and not sure whether you're going to do you have a visual on her?
We actually
Yeah.
see a young lady laying on the couch.
A young lady, and she's a mighty fine lady, if I may say so. And this is the painting which I'm
Oh, wow.
right
Very
now.
nice.
I'll show you some details.
We actually have shorts of this painting from like a few weeks ago. I remember this.
Yeah, but you didn't see the satin sheets and the dagger in her hands and the
all
face.
the detail.
And here is Octavian, the famous emperor. It's not fully worked out, but you have an idea. And she is. I've did a massive work on the columns, which was a pain in the ass. It's opening up like a can of worms because when you think you have it, you have to redo things and change the perspectives and that kind of stuff. And this is daily, pain in the ass thing for me. But it's work, isn't it? So, and this is one of the figures from a famous painting by Amor Tadema, which is Amor Te Amor Me, and it's a classical thing. And this guy, this Amor, this will be me because I'm painting my portrait in it. But that's for last.
Very
so her
cool.
feet. So and this the satin was I have a job. It's not finished yet, but you've got an idea. And the sun was also something that you see the light from the lamp, but it's not. It's very difficult to have a plain sun, in full sight, and so I'm just trying to capture that and get my own impression of it. And this is a kind of the love story of Psyche. She was the daughter of Venus, and she allegedly she was more beautiful than Venus was, and Venus had it in for her. So she sent her to Earth, and she became, she fell in love with Amor, the guy over there. And Venus had a cunning plan. She said, well, you can come back to heaven if you kill this guy. And she was just about to do that with a dagger in the hand. And when she saw, in bed, she was sleeping with him, how beautiful he was, she decided to let him live, and she, got married and raised Rugrats and lived happily forever. So, but I like the idea of her on bed, holding a dagger. It's almost like an ice pick of Catherine Trammell of Basic Instinct. And, the thing that I always thought of Amor Tadema was that it's a great storyteller, but he has a sweet tooth. It's almost kitsch, and I wanted to have added kind of more pun to it, and also a kind of risque painting with more nudity than he could ever dream of in this Victorian age that he lived in. So this is basically what I'm up to all these weeks. It's I feel like a recluse painting this, and once in a while my model come and visit me, and so we have a ball here. And tonight I'm looking at a beautiful body and also the satin and redo some things, and so this is what it's all about. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Now at least the fans will get an idea. And by the way, thank you for complimenting my body. I've been working hard on it. So it's a beautiful body.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
but your other, So the nice thing
she
is
hears
that
this. She listens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody's like, wait a second. So but it's nice because when you send us the daily art, people get to see all this. And I think the nice thing with this is you can actually explain it and the process. And I think a lot of people were hoping at some point that you would be able to do that, because we get a lot of comments that like, more, tell us what he's doing, tell us this, tell us that. So that's why I think this show is a very special show, because or that we're doing, because you can actually explain the art and the process behind it. So
yeah, well, this is of course what artists should do, because they should be able to do that, because otherwise, well, why would you paint?
Right.
You have a story to tell, you have a narrative, and you have to you lay your cards on the table and see, and also be able to explain what your art is all about. So, me being having been a lawyer contributes to this ability, because I'm used to making art, writing in business English, and now nowadays I'm writing in English art statements and explaining to you guys, and
Right.
I just will continue to doing that. Yeah.
I
So
was, I
now,
was absolutely, sorry, I was absolutely blown away, obviously, by the proportions and the beauty of the young lady that was in the painting. But strangely enough, I was drawn even more towards all the velvet, all the satin that you were drawing. Can we have another look at that, Corne? Because
Sure.
that is just remarkable.
It's almost impossible not to draw a satin finish after you have seen this one here.
Yeah.
So the story behind this, there is this market in The Hague. It's called the Hague Market, the Haagse Markt. Yeah. And I've bought some satin, sheets of 2 square meters, and this. So I was telling the lady behind this in the market, well, I want to have this 2 square meters satin, and she just had this foul look at me, and she said, "Well, I almost could her think you're perfect, I didn't tell I was an artist, so up to today, I think she might be thinking that I'm perfect and doing this.
Well, she's going to be as famous as you are, I think, if she's selling all this stuff. Everybody's going to be going to the Haagse Markt and saying, "Can I have that blue satin sheet, please?"
Yeah, there are a lot of Indian people living here. Many, Moroccan people, Indian people, and they love this stuff, for weddings. And I like it because, it's a kind of lush feel, with, and I wanted to irradiate not only the sun here, but also opulence, marble with the veins, the blue veins in it, and with Octavian, and so I want to create a kind of lush feel, lazy kind of, in a lazy afternoon, she's contemplating, whether she would kill Amor or not, and I think I might be placing a bow here as well, because Amor has a bow, and this will also mimic the roundness of her calves and her thighs. And so there's lots of ideas still and I'm going to place a white oleander here, which with green leaves, just to break the dominance of the orange and the blue. And I think I might be painting a couple of women here, who are watching the scenery, and so I'm not quite finished. And maybe some ancient ships here, just to create some depth. And this is Capri, not able if you can see it, but Capri is in the background here. So
Very
it's
nice.
Bay of Naples, so to speak. Yeah.
So how far in are you now, Corne?
I think it might be halfway.
Okay.
You never know.
And how many weeks is halfway?
How many weeks that I painted?
Yeah. How many weeks have you been working on it?
How many weeks? I think it might be beginning of November, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But
so almost like 12, 13 weeks.
Yeah, I think so, because this takes more time than I've ever thought, because the story keeps on developing. And this is also with these elaborate paintings, just like Betty Page, you see in the hallway. One idea, spawns another one, and this is how I work, and so I'm not the tale is not told yet. So and
that's what I was going to say.
This
almost reminds me of the Betty Page one, because it started out as one thing and it just grew into this mega painting.
Yeah, so this is I feel the potential. It's painstaking, when you, for example, this baluster here, this column here, I redid it today because this one here, it looks just not too shiny, too sunny, you know, and I have to come up with inventions. And basically what I do is, well, Almatana was not a very impressionistic painting, but only a realistic painter. And I'm trying to also have some modernist, you know, Cézanne or Monet kind of lighting with more colors like yellow and pink and purples. So it creates a kind of more kind of feel like Cathedral of Rouen by Monet with all these strange, you know, lighting effects, and which will hopefully will go further than Almatana ever took it. So,
very cool.
It's a very you know. It's an ambitious project, so maybe surpassing. But
and so to the end for David, he is asking what's the size or the dimensions of the painting.
This is well, I'm European, so I'm not quite.
That's okay.
Sure.
You can give it to them in meters. They can, or centimeters. They can figure it out.
Meter.
Okay.
It's 1
so
meter.
So it's 3 feet by say 4 feet roughly. If we're going to do that.
Really? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my model is almost you know it's true size, you know, almost.
Right. It's just wow, your model is short. And then the other question is what's when you sell this at some point, what do we think we're going to sell this for? So then people that may want to buy it now, before it's finished, can come up.
I have no idea.
Okay, that's not a good price. Just so you know, the numbers.
Well, if it's going to be one of Corne's masterpieces, it's a telephone number, I think, and
yes,
quite rightly,
I think so.
And quite rightly so.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we should discuss that because you know.
Well, we could do that offline, I think. Corne.
Yes, we don't have to do that during the interview, but I'm just saying if somebody wants to purchase this before it's completed, now's the time.
Yeah, now is the time, people. Now is the time.
Well, maybe we could let them have, you know, have them bid on it, and
there you go.
You know, we always can discuss the reserve price, which will
do an auction, which we've discussed with you, which we're actually in the next couple of weeks be able to announce the day and a time that we'll actually have a real auction, and you can bring your wares to the marketplace for people to purchase, and every week we'll do a different artist. So, but you're our first. So you were literally our first or second interview. So we're gonna have you be our first or second auction person. So we're very excited.
Well, we'll do. So I'll let me sleep on it, and we'll
see what we can do for you there. No worries.
Yeah. So first I have to not let it sinking like a mishap souffle, because you know. It's you know what I want to add is very ambitious, and I'm not sure about this with women on the left, and you know lots of artistic reconsiderations I have to make, and which is what I will be focused on.
When do you stop then? If you have because we've discussed earlier paintings with you, which just seem to go on forever and ever and ever, and I mean that in a good way, in a complimentary way, because they're fascinating, the amount of detail that you get in it. So, but you know, are you disciplined yourself? You say, I'm going to go to this point, not any further, or do you keep coming back and tinkering?
No, there is an old saying in painting: you can never complete a painting, only leave it. Just like a stepchild in the snow, you know, it feels painful, but there comes a point. Basically, you have three options. You can improve it, or you can, you know, make it worse. Then you have to stop immediately, or you can make it differently. And this is a sign that you're not improving, only make it different. And you know, I'm see that I have to extend the theme, because Psyche will be looking at armor will be looking at Psyche, and but I have to have kind of, you know, two frivolous figures and maybe a third one who are just crossing the scenery and not interfering with these two lovers. And you know, the bow and the arrow will be mandatory, because that's will be the armor theme. The oleander will be there because I need some green, need some vegetation, otherwise it will become a little bit too, you know, lifeless. I have to lift things up with some vegetation and with some boats, but and improve the colors on the back and the satin, etc., etc., etc. So
so after you've done that tomorrow morning, then. So after you've done that tomorrow morning.
Right.
Tomorrow morning is just another day in the office, so I will be very glad that I can do one or two tiny things and then move on to my lessons in the afternoon, and then in the evening we'll do things more, and then maybe, just maybe, at the ending of October I will be have the prelude of the ending inside, and
that'll be awesome. We can't wait to see it when it's finished.
Yeah, so. Well, I'll keep you updated, of course.
Of course.
Well,
I will tell you that your daily art on our show, as you know, one of your videos has over 55,000 views, and then the last couple over this week have gotten anywhere from 1 to 3,000. So your daily art, people love it, and so which we love. And I'm hoping that this interview, which will, David, to let you know, we'll make this a podcast, because he spoke a lot, and if you didn't get to see the pictures, you go to YouTube. But I think this is very cool for the people that that like your work, to get an understanding the man behind the art type of thing. So it's very cool.
Okay.
So
I'm glad that people react positively. So that's great.
They love it.
Okay. Well, wait a sec. My model has to ask something. Well, what do you say?
Is it maybe a nice idea to do a live auction for people with in a setting like this, with the model in the background?
Oh, she has a great idea. A live auction with her in the background.
We can do that as long as she's available.
In front of the painting, and maybe, just maybe, I have this crazy ass idea to place her in front of the original painting, mimicking the pose on this blue sheet. Well, just keep it in mind. So
listen, for your auction, we will go as crazy as you guys want to go. So if your model would love to grace the presence of the auction, and while we're auctioning off that painting, we would of course love that. That would be awesome.
Well, we both are crazy, so if you join us, so we'll crank up the craze. So
there you go. You know what, David? I'll fly over to Holland. We'll just do it live in the studio. No, I'm just kidding.
With the auction hammer, okay, right?
The auction hammer, right? It'll be like a toga party by the time we're done.
Yeah.
So, but no, the artwork is awesome. Your model is absolutely gorgeous from the backside. We can't see the front. We'll just assume all of her is gorgeous, and we very much want to see
equally
this.
Beautiful. Right?
Equally as beautiful. So, but so we appreciate her time as well, because we know you guys are going to go back to work here in a little bit to finish your work. David, do we have anything else for these nice people, or are we done with this little surprise thing that we're going to put out here in about an hour to all the Art Daily people?
Yeah, well, I think this is again, another masterpiece in the making from the genius that's called Corne Akkers. I've been out, 100% fan, big fan right from when I first saw your art, as you know. So
okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's we just hope that that you'll be as successful as you should be.
Yes,
because
I'm already content with the idea that I'm able to paint what I want on a daily basis, because I already earn more than I did as a lawyer. Nice. So that's a great thing. I sell a lot of prints.
You must be making a lot of money then.
Well, I can sustain myself reasonably. So be able to paint this is already a great reward, and will be even more rewarding if this will be sold. And why not?
I'm sure it will. David, to answer your question, if someone makes a living, there's an old joke where a guy gets hit by a car, and a rabbi puts a towel or just jacket under the other rabbi's head, and he says, "Do you do okay?" He goes, "I make a living." So to answer your question, Connie makes a living. He makes a living.
He makes a living.
He makes a living.
I was going to say, because he must be Dutch lawyers hourly rate and not New York lawyers hourly
Oh no,
rate.
New York hourly rate in New York is
No,
ridiculous,
that's another ball game. So that I will be considered poor then.
Very cool. Well, Corne, we thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to
Okay.
show us? And we know you have to get back to your real gig with the model, but is there anything else
Right.
you want to show us before we go, or was this good?
Just have another peek or not? Just.
Oh, yes,
please,
yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
We could sit and peek all
I'll
day. Are
show
you kidding?
I'll show you first her.
Yeah, we're up for that.
So
Oh,
you can
yes.
see how beautiful her skin. She's actually from Indian descendants.
Oh,
So
very
I'm
nice.
just fond of her skin color. And she can take on any color you like. That's beautiful with darker people. She can look rather pale, but also very yellowish, and
Right.
all kinds of. And I try to mimic that. The orangey yellows, skin, complexion is what matches this blue perfectly. So this is okay. And I'm happy with the feet because it's almost translucent, the heels, because the sun's shining through it. So it's
Gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The model is gorgeous. The work is gorgeous. We always wish you the continued success. But like I said, our fans love your daily art.
She waves goodbye. So she waves goodbye. Okay, right.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Very cool.
And
well, thank you so much. This was awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Corne.
Thank you.
Just want to remind everybody that if you're listening to this on the podcast, you really are missing everything.
Yes.
Go to the YouTube channel or where you'll see Corne's daily shorts. If you want to see extended interview and other bits and pieces from Corne Akkers, you can find that on www.twooldfarts.vip. Why is it .vip? Because the people we are absolutely thrilled always to interview are very, very, very important people to us. And we hope that they'll be very important people to our listeners and our viewers too. Corne, thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
And thank your lady model as well. And stay with us. We'll speak to you just as we come offline. But from Stephen and myself,
Thanks, guys.
goodbye.
Cheers.